Late one evening, a quiet street became the setting for an incident that would later shock thousands of viewers online. What happened that night was not dramatic in the traditional sense. There were no screams, no sudden chases, no visible struggle. Instead, it was a story of silence, awareness, and a single decision made in seconds that changed everything. According to reports, the girl was walking alone, returning home after finishing her daily routine. The area was familiar to her, a route she had taken many times before. Nothing seemed unusual at first. Traffic was light, streetlights were on, and there was no immediate sign of danger. But sometimes, danger does not announce itself. It waits quietly. As she moved forward, the girl began to notice something subtle. The sound of footsteps behind her didn't match the rhythm of others passing by. When she slowed down, the footsteps slowed too. When she stopped briefly, the presence behind her did the same. It was enough to trigger alarm in her mind, but not enough to draw attention from anyone else around. Experts later explained that many people ignore these early warning signs. They assume they are overthinking. This girl did not. Without turning her head, she used reflections from nearby glass windows and parked vehicles to understand what was happening. She could see a figure maintaining distance, watching carefully. At that moment, she understood that running might escalate the situation. Confrontation could be even worse. She needed another option, fast. This is where the story takes an unexpected turn. Instead of reacting in a predictable way, the girl changed her behavior completely. She slowed her walk, let her shoulders drop, and deliberately avoided looking straight ahead. Her eyes lost focus, her steps became uneven, and she appeared disconnected from her surroundings. To anyone observing, she no longer looked alert. She looked vulnerable and unaware. She was pretending to be blind. According to analysts, this decision was not about deception for attention. It was about survival. By removing eye contact and awareness from the situation, she altered how the potential threat perceived her. In many cases, attackers rely on control, reaction, and fear. When those elements disappear, so does their confidence. Witnesses later said the individual behind her hesitated. The distance between them increased. After a few moments, the figure crossed the street and disappeared in another direction. The girl did not react immediately. She continued walking the same way for several minutes, maintaining the act, until she reached a well-lit area with people nearby. Only then did she stop, take a deep breath, and realize what had just happened. Authorities were informed later that night. While no arrest was made due to lack of direct evidence, officials confirmed that the behavior described matched patterns seen in attempted targeting situations. They also stated that the girl's response likely prevented the situation from escalating further. The incident gained attention after being shared anonymously online. Within hours, the story began circulating across platforms, sparking debate, concern, and admiration. Many praised the girl's presence of mind. Others questioned whether such a tactic could work in every situation. Security experts were quick to clarify one important point: there is no universal survival method. What worked in this situation may not work in another. However, awareness, adaptability, and psychological understanding can be powerful tools when physical options are limited. One expert explained that appearing unpredictable or non-reactive can sometimes disrupt harmful intent. In this case, pretending to be blind removed the expected response. There was no fear to feed on, no acknowledgement, no engagement. The girl herself has not spoken publicly. Sources close to her say she prefers privacy and does not see herself as a hero. She believes she simply listened to her instincts. And that may be the most important lesson in this story. Too often, people are taught to doubt themselves, especially in moments of uncertainty. This incident highlights the value of trusting subtle signals and responding intelligently rather than impulsively. Online discussions have continued to grow, with many users sharing similar experiences, moments when small decisions made a big difference. Some call it luck, others call it instinct, experts call it situational awareness. What remains undisputed is the outcome. A young girl walked away safely because she thought differently in a moment when it mattered most. This was not a story of strength or speed. It was a story of awareness, psychology, and a choice made in silence. And sometimes, that is exactly what saves a life.